Because our next guest, Will Brinson, CBS Sports NFL writer, co-host of the Pick Six podcast, which I listen to regularly, will have a strong opinion on this. Will, how you doing?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
You got to hear Maggie's idea for the six-man NBA award. I know you're an NBA enthusiast. Will, you're great at this kind of stuff. Maggie, pitch it to him right now.
All right.
When you mentioned the awards thing and you were like, we got to get to NFL, I was about to be upset and go back to the awards.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, we're not going to waste a lot of your time with this. We want to talk NFL with you, Will. But all I said to Perloff was they created now. They added names to all these awards, right? Michael Jordan is now going to be the MVP award. Will Chamberlain's the Rookie of the Year, et cetera, et cetera. They named the Sixth Man of the Year award for John Havlicek. Now, the Sixth Man of the Year only started in 1983. And the person who's won that award more than anyone else is Lou Williams. Why not name it the Lou Williams Award?
Thank you.
I mean, I don't hate it. I don't disagree with it. But it feels like if I were the Sixth Man of the Year award, if I were an NBA player and I won the Sixth Man of the Year award, they're like, congratulations, here's your Lou Williams trophy. Yeah. I feel like it might maybe we need to wait 10, 15, 20 years and rename it the Lou Williams trophy. Once because I feel like that would make me feel like I was less than the sixth man.
Let me read you some names.
They give it to you at Magic City with the wings and Lou's there. I'm telling you, this is $1 million idea. But sure, go with Havlicek. Sure.
Well, let me read some names. Michael Jordan, Hakeem, Will Chamberlain, John Havlicek, George Mikan, Lou Williams, Jerry West. Which name does not fit into that list?
That's your opinion. I mean, we could also go with the Jamal Crawford Award. I think that Jamal would deserve a little love on this one.
Oh, man. See what I have to deal with every day, Will.
Listen,
I mean, she's not wrong. It does. It's a little more creative. But I mean, I don't know that. I think that the NBA players would feel like it was you're being slapped in the face. Best bench player award it becomes even more of the best bench player. Whereas when you get the Havlicek award, you feel all right, I'm instant offense. I know Lou was that too, but you know what I'm saying.
No. The logic is wrong because the award wasn't there when John Havlicek was there. The Walter Payton Man of the Year award wasn't there when Walter Payton was there. You name awards after older players.
Okay, I'm just saying that maybe we could make this a little bit more contemporary and honor somebody like Lou Williams who fills a very specific role. Okay, let's get to football with Lou. We're having a conversation.
Chris Long Man of the Year awards, right? That would actually work pretty well, I think.
I think Lou Williams could also win the Man of the Year award. Okay, so let's talk about the game we saw last night. Unfortunately, Kyler Murray gets hurt, Will, just a couple plays into the game. Can you give us one good thing about the Arizona Cardinals right now? And this is a real challenge.
Yeah, that's not an easy one. I will say that, that everyone might not get fired because Kyler got hurt. That feels like the nicest thing I could say right now.
I know.
Wow.
Does that help them or hurt them though? Because I could argue some of these guys need to get fired.
Yeah. So I think here's the thing is this offseason, Steve Keim, Cliff Kingsbury, and Kyler Murray all got contract extensions, and there are several franchises in the NFL that are less likely to fire coaches and fire executives and burn up non-salary cap cash because of their frugality. And the Cardinals are one of them. And I think the same thing applies to Josh McDaniels and the Raiders right now. They're not going to can him and Dave Ziegler after 1 year because that would be really expensive, and they don't want to waste that cash. I think that the fact that Kyler now has had an ankle and he's had, obviously the ACL. He's had 3 different injuries that have really played, the hamstring too, that have really played him this season. I think there's a decent chance that we end up seeing a narrative kind of emerge in Arizona where it's Kyler's been so hurt all year. This is kind of a cursed season. We've got a chance to really, try and reset this not reset this offseason, but regroup this offseason and get the same guys together and try and go win. The other problem is, you fire Cliff Kingsbury, and you got to pay him all this money not coach, and then you have to go find somebody to take his job, and they don't know when Kyler Murray's going to be playing. So I'm not sure who the candidates would be to take the Arizona job if you thought that Kyler Murray might not be back until October. I mean, that's a pretty dicey proposition. And even if you're guaranteed X number of years, when you see Kingsbury, Steve Wilkes fired after 1 year. Kingsbury, in this hypothetical, fired, this year after signing his contract extension. So I tend to think that this injury might actually be a life raft for Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury. But I don't think both guys were getting fired either way. It's just too much money to burn.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point. Who's going to want this job? We keep talking about where Sean Payton wants to go. Earlier today, we played a clip from Tom Brady's podcast where Sean Payton and Tom Brady were talking about teaming up again.
Kind of implying.
Well, no, they weren't directly talking about it. Where do you see Tom Brady's future? Do you think there's any chance him and Payton find a place? Do you think he'll retire? What's next for Tom?
I mean, so people keep pointing. People will keep pointing to the Dolphins because Stephen Ross is a Michigan alum. Obviously, loves Tom Brady. They were clearly the NFL. He got suspended for trying to get Tom Brady and Sean Payton there. I just don't know that. You're going to see after the season Tua Tagovailoa's had, and I know the last two games have not been great, but he was before the San Francisco game, he was 5-1 to win the MVP. He was like the third favorite. And Mike McDaniel clearly likes him as a player, loves him as a person. They've had success combining those factors. I don't feel like that's a fit given where he is in his contract, and just like it would be weird to bring in Tom Brady after the success the Dolphins have had this year. San Francisco, though, is kind of interesting. Trey Lance, we don't know what his status is going to be. He's it's kind of deep into that, sort of deep into his tenure as a young player without really playing at all. And Jimmy Garoppolo, who knows how he's going to recover and whether he's going to be, he's a free agent after this year. So the 49ers quarterback situation very much up in the air. Tom Brady, I think that's a possible landing spot. And then, of course, there's a lot of rumors, and I think it's mostly speculation, less rumors, being bandied about a return to New England. You heard Bill Simmons say it on the Manning cast last night. I get it from like that would be an amazing story. And yes, maybe New England needs some, but like, what do you trade back? Do you just make him sit for a year while Tom Brady plays? Are Belichick and Brady, would that work? Would they exist together? Would this have to be if Robert Kraft overrules him thing? And it just seems way too complicated to me. The easiest landing spot, I think, is San Francisco, but the quarterback carousel could obviously, alter things this offseason depending on what happens in various spots.
Will Brinson is our guest. Will, you saw how Mac Jones was waving off Matt Patricia and cursing at him. Tom Brady would karate kick Matt Patricia. Like that. There's no way that could happen. Where do you fall on San Francisco 49ers with Brock Purdy? Do you still see them as a Super Bowl contender because of their defense?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, don't get me wrong. A rookie quarterback's never won the Super Bowl. It's pretty unlikely that the last guy drafted in the draft would win the Super Bowl, although, that's the latest a rookie quarterback has ever been drafted to beat Tom Brady, and obviously the latest you could be drafted, and also the only time somebody who is a rookie who is drafted after Tom Brady's draft slot has beaten Tom Brady in a start. So, maybe this guy just got the juice. I don't know. I think you look at Kyle Shanahan's system, and it's designed to make quarterbacks. If you are a quarterback who can make quick decisions, quick, smart decisions, or make good decisions and make them quickly, I guess is the best way to put it, you can thrive in that system because he's going to get guys open. He's not going to make it difficult he's going to make you make difficult throws. But unless you're like working outside the system and you add Christian McCaffrey in there, that's such a huge save for them now because of Deebo Samuel's injury. McCaffrey, they're 6-1, I think, since he joined, and you still have Brandon Ayuk, you still have George Kittle. You have all these players, a talented offensive line, an elite defense. Yeah, I think in the NFC, it's entirely possible because you have Philadelphia, who is a great team. I think San Francisco could hang with them. I don't think they'd be favored anymore on a neutral field as they would have been with Jimmy G, but they're not going to be huge dogs. And it basically comes down to: do you think that Brock Purdy could go in and beat the Chiefs or the Bills or the Bengals at the Super Bowl? I don't think he'd be favored in those either. But with that defense and Kyle Shanahan calling plays, it's not impossible. It's very unlikely. I've got a 15-1 Niners Super Bowl future. I'm not going to set the ticket on fire. I might trade it in for a better price.
When did you before Jimmy G got hurt, obviously?
Yeah. Before, they dropped down to 9-1 the week after. And then Jimmy G got hurt, and they didn't move a $1.10 to 1. Like, they stayed down to 9 to 1. So.
By the way, well, there could be somebody drafted later than Brock Purdy. When did the NFL cut down to 7 rounds? Is there any? Probably not. Is there anyone in the league who was taken in the 8? Was that a long time ago?
Yeah, so that was a long time
I have no idea. Anyway. Like a 11th round quarterback?
Can you imagine covering like a 17-round
Oh, yeah.
draft?
No.
Oh, my God.
Well, it was 12 for a long time. I've just been Googling this. So, okay, we have a long-running debate here about the bottom of the AFC playoff field.
Yes.
Do you see any of these teams as dangerous in the AFC playoffs, Will? The New York Jets, the Miami Dolphins, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
Dangerous
I think,
to make a run like the Bengals did last year.
I think a couple of, to me, the Jets are not extremely dangerous. I don't want to dog on the Jets, but I mean, they're a lot less likely to make a deep run. I think they're sort of, both the Jets and the Giants have been sort of playing above their skis, or ahead of their skis, out in front of their skis, a little bit this season. Giants certainly coming back to earth. And the Jets, the quarterback situation, even as fun as Mike White has been, just they have too many young pieces, I think, to be an actual team to move through the playoffs. The Dolphins and the Chargers, though, I mean, the Chargers in particular, if they still have Rashawn Slater, that'd be a huge add. But you saw on Sunday night what they look like with the full complement of weapons. I literally just talked to Austin Eckler, like right before I got on with y'all. He was doing a podcast thing. But he said, because I asked him, I was like, dude, do you guys feel like this is a team that can get hot at the right time? And he agreed. I mean, he was like the vibe around the Chargers. He's like, we're always in these close games. It always takes 60 minutes. But, everybody's healthy now. They're starting to sort of play well. You see what they can look like on offense. And you get Derwin James and Joey Bosa back, and all of a sudden that defense can cook too. I think the Chargers are very dangerous. The coaching aspect of them is concerning, both with Joe Lombardi's play calls and then Brandon Staley. We've seen mixed bag results from him. But I mean, I think Herbert's just so talented. They have so many weapons that it wouldn't shock me if they were a team that just got hot. But look, the end of the day, I mean, you're talking about the top of this conference. Chiefs, Bills, Bengals are right there too. And if Lamar comes back and gets healthy, the Ravens are a big, big problem. So to me, the AFC is much more difficult to navigate as a back-end team than the NFC.
Interesting. Anyone out there who does not listen to the Pick Six podcast, what are you doing? Will Brinson hosts some of our favorite characters on there. Will's best friend, Brady Quinn, is on there. It's great. Now, also, if it comes draft time and you are curious about any North Carolina State draft prospects,
that's right.
Just whatever Will says, drop them down 2 rounds from that. I'm sorry. And by the way, there's nothing to fear with your quarterback transferring. That's never hurt NC State before. They always make the right decision.
No, what could go wrong? Yeah, I think he goes to Wisconsin and went to Rose Bowl. And then, hey, I was right about Donovan Knight, though. Hey,
there you go.
Yeah, bam, from the Jets.
Right. Devin Leary, Notre Dame, Oregon. Will, this has bad idea written all over it. This could be bad for NC State.
NC State has to play Notre Dame this year, Perloff. If he goes to Notre Dame, there will be some high anxiety levels in an already high anxiety riddled football program.
Well, I hope so. I enjoy hearing you talk about NC State. Will, we really appreciate the time.
I'm sorry, can I just bring this all full circle just for 1 second? And just one more thing for Lou Williams' candidacy to be named for the 6th Man of the Year. I point you to an article from the Philadelphia Daily News from 2011, the time that Lou Williams was almost carjacked on Christmas Eve. The gunman recognized him, praised him for his work in the community, and this all ended with Lou Williams treating him to McDonald's and giving him money and thwarting this carjacking. This is a man who needs an award named after him.
That is. I mean, that's hard to beat.
It's a Christmas movie. Right, Lou Williams is a Christmas movie that somehow ends at Magic City. Will, thank you so much, and I appreciate you supporting me for Lou Williams' 6th Man of the Year trophy.
Anytime, Maggie.
There you go.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. That was when Lou played for the 76ers.
Hey, what award did you get? Oh, I got the Tim Duncan, Akeem Olajuwon, something or other. I got Jordan. I got Havlicek. Who'd you get? Oh, Lou Williams.
The 6th Man of the Year. Do you know that guy stopped the carjacking one time?
Yeah. First of all, I've seen Lou Williams play many games for the Sixers, and that was not an unparalleled success there. Let's just put it that way. Honestly, I love your enthusiasm about this, but John Havlicek's a great name for this. He was the greatest 6th man ever to play.
I understand.
He was unbelievable. Havlicek stole the ball.
I know, but did he ever thwart a carjacker where, according to Williams, the would-be robber said, he's a Lou Williams fan, so he didn't rob me? How about that? Thank you for watching our video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, just hit the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell.
Just hit the bell.